Have you ever noticed a cruel irony in life? The more you try to avoid a specific person, the more you bump into them. The more you worry about losing money, the faster it seems to slip through your fingers. The more you fear being alone, the lonelier you feel, even in a crowded room. It feels like a cosmic joke, doesn't it? Like the universe is listening to your thoughts, but it's misinterpreting them. You scream, "I don't want this," and the universe hears, "Oh, you're thinking about this? Here is more of it." Why does this happen? Why do we seem to become magnets for the very things that terrify us the most? If you are listening to this right now, and you feel like you are trapped in a loop of worry, manifesting the exact scenarios you are trying so hard to prevent, I want you to know, you are not cursed. You are not unlucky. You are simply operating under a psychological and energetic law that no one taught you how to use. Take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. Tonight, we aren't just practicing English. We are going to unravel the mystery of your own mind. We are going to learn why fear is so magnetic and how to finally turn that magnet off. Hi, it's Mira. Welcome back to Mira's English Podcast. If this is your first time here, this is a quiet corner of the internet where we slow down. We use simple, clear English to talk about complex feelings. We learn the language, yes, but we also learn about ourselves. It's raining where I am today. The sky is a heavy, soft gray. It's the kind of weather that makes you want to curl up with a blanket and just think. I hope that wherever you are, whether you're driving home from a long shift, washing dishes, or lying in bed staring at the ceiling, you feel safe here. Before we dive into the deep end, I want to share a comment I read this morning from a listener named Sarah. Sarah wrote, "Mira, I spend my whole day trying to be positive. I repeat affirmations. I try to smile. But deep down, I am terrified of failing. And guess what? I keep failing. It feels like my fear is stronger than my hope. How do I stop attracting what I hate?" When I read that, I felt a tightness in my chest. Because I know that feeling, Sarah. We all do. We think that if we just want something enough, we will get it. But the universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are, and more specifically, it responds to where your attention lives. And for most of us, our attention lives in fear. So, let's walk through this together. Let's dissect this mechanism. Imagine your mind is like a lighthouse. At the top of the lighthouse, there is a massive, powerful searchlight. This light is your attention. Wherever that light points, reality becomes visible. Whatever remains in the dark effectively doesn't exist for you. Now, here is the tricky part about the human brain. Your brain is a survival machine. It is designed to keep you safe, not to keep you happy. Because its job is survival, it prioritizes danger. If you are walking in a beautiful forest full of flowers and birds, but you are terrified of snakes, where is your searchlight pointing? Are you looking at the flowers? No. Are you listening to the birds? No. Your searchlight is scanning the ground, looking for the curve of a snake. You are obsessed with the snake. You are thinking about the snake. You are picturing the snake. And because your light is focused entirely on the ground, guess what you will find? You will find every stick that looks like a snake. You will find every shadow that moves like a snake. And eventually, you will probably find a snake. You attracted the experience of the snake because that is all you were looking for. This is not magic. This is focus. In English, we have a saying, energy flows where attention goes. When you fear something, let's say you fear rejection, your mind starts scanning the world for evidence of rejection. If a friend doesn't text back immediately, a calm mind thinks, they are busy. But a fearful mind? The fearful mind thinks, see, they hate me. I knew it. It's happening again. You take a neutral event and you paint it with the color of your fear. You create the reality of rejection before it has even happened. You become the architect of your own nightmare. Let that sink in for a moment. How many times this week did you interpret a neutral situation as a negative one, just because you were expecting it to go wrong? Now let's get a little scientific, but in a simple way. There is a part of your brain called the Reticular Activating System, or the RAS. It's a fancy name, but think of the RAS as the bouncer at a nightclub, or a filter. Your brain receives millions of bits of information every single second. Colors, sounds, smells, temperatures, words. If your brain processed all of it at once, your head would explode. It's too much noise. So the RAS steps in. Its job is to filter out the noise and only let in what is important. But here is the million-dollar question. How does the RAS know what is important? Does it know what is good for you? No. Does it know what makes you happy? No. It defines important as whatever you are thinking about the most. Let me give you a classic example. Have you ever decided to buy a new car? Let's say a red Toyota. Suddenly, you see red Toyotas everywhere. On the highway, in the parking lot, on TV. Did the factory suddenly produce more red Toyotas yesterday? Of course not. They were always there. But before, your RAS filtered them out because they weren't important. Now that you are focused on them, your RAS says, "Oh, look, a red Toyota. Mira is interested in this." And it highlights them for you. Now, apply this to your fear. If you wake up every morning thinking, "I hope I don't make a mistake today. I'm so afraid of making mistakes," you are telling your RAS, "Mistakes are important. Find me mistakes." Your brain, being an obedient servant, goes to work. It scans your day. It ignores the 100 things you did perfectly. It ignores the compliments. It ignores the success. And it zooms in on the one tiny typo in your email. It highlights the one awkward moment in a conversation, and it presents them to you on a silver platter saying, "Here you go. You were thinking about mistakes? Here is a mistake." You attract what you fear because your biology is designed to prove you right. This is called confirmation bias. If you believe the world is a hostile place, your RAS will filter out the kindness and show you only the hostility. If you believe you are unlovable, your RAS will filter out the smiles and show you only the frowns. So, when we ask, "Why do I attract what I fear?" the scientific answer is, because you are commanding your brain to look for it. You are giving your brain a treasure map. An X marks the spot of your greatest fear. But it's deeper than just brain filters, isn't it? It feels spiritual. It feels energetic. Let's talk about feelings. There is a difference between thinking about something and feeling something. You can think about $1 million, but if you feel poor, you will stay poor. You can think about finding true love, but if you feel desperate, you will attract desperation. Why? Because fear is a very high energy emotion. Think about it. When you are happy or content, you are relaxed. Your energy is soft. It's like a gentle stream. But when you are afraid, your heart races, your palms sweat, your mind races at 1,000 miles per hour. Fear is intense. Fear is loud. Fear has a very strong vibration. In the context of the law of attraction, the universe doesn't hear your words. It feels your vibration. And here is the cruel paradox I mentioned at the beginning. The universe does not understand negatives. If I tell you right now, do not think of a pink elephant, what is the first thing that popped into your mind? A pink elephant. If you are still listening, it means you are brave. Because in part 1, we talked about how your brain filters reality. That was the easy part. That was biology. Now, we have to talk about something harder. We have to talk about your heart and the hidden addiction that might be ruining your life. I want to ask you a strange question. Do you actually want to be happy? Of course, Mira, you say. Everyone wants to be happy. I want the money, the love, the peace. Do you? Or do you just think you want it? Because if you truly wanted it, and if you truly felt safe with it, you would have it. The reason you attract chaos, fear, and drama is often because chaos feels like home. Let's talk about a concept called homeostasis. In biology, homeostasis is your body's way of staying stable. If you get too hot, you sweat to cool down. If you get too cold, you shiver to warm up. Your body fights to stay at 98.6 degrees. Your emotions have a thermostat too. Let's say your emotional thermostat was set during your childhood. Maybe you grew up in a house where money was always tight, or where your parents argued a lot, or where you always had to prove you were good enough. Your baseline, your normal, was a level of mild anxiety. It was a level of struggle. Now imagine you grow up. You get a great job, you meet a kind partner. Everything is calm, everything is safe. The temperature of your life starts to rise. It's getting too good. And suddenly, your internal alarm goes off. Your subconscious mind screams, "Warning, warning, we are too happy. This is not normal. This is not safe. Get us back to the struggle." So what do? You pick a fight with your partner over nothing. You procrastinate on a project until it becomes a crisis. You spend money you don't have. You unknowingly create a problem to bring your happiness level back down to your familiar zone of anxiety. This is called self-sabotage. And we do it because familiar hell is safer than unfamiliar heaven. We attract what we fear because fear feels familiar. There is a powerful quote by Gay Hendricks in his book, The Big Leap. He calls this the upper limit problem. We all have an upper limit of how much love, success, and creativity we allow ourselves to feel. When we exceed that limit, we crash, we sabotage, we attract the very thing that knocks us back down. So, when the fear comes rushing back, ask yourself, am I actually in danger? Or did I just get too happy and my system is trying to cool me down? Before we go deeper, let's look at that word, sabotage. It's a great word. It comes from the French word sabot, which means a wooden shoe. The story goes that workers would throw their wooden shoes into the factory machines to break them, to stop production. They sabotaged the machine. When you self-sabotage, you are throwing a wooden shoe into the machinery of your own life. You are the worker, and you are the machine. Why? Because the machine was running too fast, and it scared you. Now, let's dig to the root. Why is your thermostat set so low? Why is your normal set to struggle? It comes down to one word, identity. The law of attraction is often misunderstood. People think it's about attracting what you want. No, you attract what you are. You attract your identity. If deep down your core identity is, I am a victim, you will attract persecutors. If your core identity is, I am a failure, you will attract opportunities to fail just to prove yourself right. If your core identity is, I am always left behind, you will be attracted to people who are incapable of staying. This is hard to hear. I know, it hurts. But this is also where your power lies. Because you can't change your luck, but you can change your identity. Let me tell you a quick story about a lottery winner. Statistics show that a huge percentage of lottery winners go bankrupt within a few years. They win millions, but they lose it all. Why? Because their bank account changed, but their identity did not. They still saw themselves as poor people with money. Their subconscious mind said, "This doesn't fit who I am." So they unconsciously got rid of the money to match their identity. You cannot out-earn, out-love, or outperform your own self-image. If you fear being abandoned, it's likely because your identity is wrapped around the belief, "I am not worth staying for." And that belief is a magnet. It pulls in every evidence to support it. There is one final piece to this puzzle in part 2. It's what the psychologist Carl Jung called the shadow. The shadow is the part of you that you don't want to look at. The anger, the jealousy, the shame, the fear. We spend our whole lives trying to run away from our shadow. We pretend it's not there. But here is a rule of the universe. What you resist persists. Imagine you are in a swimming pool. You have a big, colorful beach ball. That beach ball is your fear. You don't want anyone to see it, so you try to hold it underwater. You push it down with all your strength. But what happens? The ball pushes back. It fights you. It wants to come up. And the moment you get tired and lose your grip, boom, the ball shoots up into the air, higher and more violently than if you had just let it float. When you spend your energy suppressing your fear, trying to think positive, trying to force it down, you are creating immense pressure. You are focusing all your energy on keeping the fear down, and eventually it explodes. It manifests in your life as a crisis. The things you are attracting, the bad luck, the bad partners, the failures, are just your beach balls popping up. They are your shadows asking to be seen. So, where does this leave us? We know our brain filters for danger, RAS. We know we might be addicted to the struggle, homeostasis. We know our identity acts like a magnet. And we know that pushing the fear down only makes it stronger. It sounds hopeless, doesn't it? It sounds like a trap. But it's not a trap. It's a lock. And you are holding the key. You don't need to fight the fear. You don't need to fix your brain with a hammer. You need a shift in perspective, a shift in energy. In the final part of this episode, we are going to stop analyzing and start healing. I'm going to give you 3 practical steps, 3 keys to rewrite your identity and reset your thermostat. We are going to learn how to let the beach ball float so it stops hitting you in the face. You are not broken, my friend. You are just ready to upgrade. Stay with me. The solution is coming. We have learned about the RAS filter. We have learned about the addiction to chaos. We have learned about the beach ball of fear that we try to hold underwater. Now, I want you to imagine that you are in a dark room. You are terrified because you think there is a monster in the corner. You are spending all your energy holding the door shut, shivering, praying the monster doesn't get you. But what if, just what if, you stopped holding the door? What if you walked over to the corner and turned on the light? Most of the time, the monster is just a pile of laundry. It's a shadow. It's nothing. The only thing giving it power was the darkness. So, how do we turn on the light? How do we stop attracting what we fear and start attracting what we deserve? Here are 3 steps to rewrite your mind. The first step is counterintuitive. To stop attracting fear, you must stop fighting it. Remember the beach ball in the pool? The more you push it down, the harder it fights back. The solution is to let it float. This is called surrender. Now in English, surrender is a tricky word. Many people think surrender means giving up or losing, like an army waving a white flag. But in a spiritual sense, surrender means acceptance. When the fear comes, let's say the fear of losing your job, instead of panicking and saying, "No, no, no, I have to work harder. I have to worry. Try this. Take a breath. Acknowledge the fear. Say to it, I see you. I know you are trying to protect me, but I am okay. Don't push the beach ball down. Let it float next to you. When you stop resisting the fear, you remove the energy charge from it. You lower the vibration of the fear. And when the vibration drops, the magnet turns off. You are telling the universe, I am not afraid of this anymore, so you don't need to send it to me. Indifference is the cure. Be indifferent to the fear. Treat it like background noise, not the main event. Let's pause for a quick vocabulary check, because words shape our reality. To give up implies defeat. It feels heavy. It means you tried, you failed, and you quit. Example, the puzzle was too hard, so I gave up. To surrender implies trust. It feels light. It means you stop fighting against a current that is stronger than you, and you let the river carry you. Example, I surrendered to the process and let peace come in. Tonight, I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I want you to surrender your worry about how they will happen. Do you feel the difference? Now, let's get practical. How do we hack that Reticular Activating System, RAS, we talked about in part 1? Remember, your RAS looks for what you focus on. Currently, it is hunting for danger. We need to give it a new mission. We need to tell it to hunt for safety and abundance. Here is a homework assignment for you. I call it the evidence journal. Most people keep a gratitude journal. That is great. But for a fearful brain, gratitude can feel fake. So let's be detectives instead. Every day, I want you to write down 3 pieces of evidence that things are working out for you. Small things, tiny things. Evidence 1. The traffic light turned green just as I arrived. Evidence 2. My coffee tasted perfect this morning. Evidence 3. A friend sent me a funny meme. Why do we do this? Because you are training your searchlight to scan for good things. You are forcing your RAS to say, oh, Mira is looking for evidence that the world is kind. Let me find more kindness. Slowly, day by day, you will start to notice more opportunities, more smiles, more luck. You aren't creating magic. You are just taking the filter off the goodness that was already there. Finally, the most important step. We talked about how you attract what you are, not what you want. So, to attract a different life, you must practice the feeling of that life before it arrives. Athletes do this. They visualize winning the race, but they don't just see the finish line. They feel the wind on their face. They hear the crowd. They feel the muscles in their legs. If you fear being alone, I want you to practice the feeling of connection. Don't just think, I want a partner. Close your eyes and feel what it feels like to be safe with someone. Feel the warmth. Feel the quiet comfort. Make that feeling so real in your body that your subconscious mind thinks it is already happening. When you feel safe now, you stop vibrating at the frequency of lack. You start vibrating at the frequency of having. And the universe matches having with more having. My dear friend, we have covered so much ground tonight, from the biological filters of your brain to the spiritual laws of surrender. But if you take only one thing away from this episode, let it be this. Your fear is a liar. It tells you that you are small. It tells you that the world is dangerous. It tells you that you are destined to fail. But fear is just a story, and you are the author. You have been writing a horror story for a long time. It's a compelling story. It's dramatic. But aren't you tired of it? You have the pen in your hand. At any moment, right now in fact, you can turn the page. You can start a new chapter. A chapter where you trust yourself. A chapter where you believe that good things are meant for you. A chapter where you stop running from the shadows and realize you are the one carrying the light. Thank you for letting me be a part of your inner work tonight. It is heavy work, but it is the most beautiful work you can do. If this episode spoke to your shadow, or if it helped you find a little bit of light, please let me know in the comments. Tell me, what is one thing you are going to surrender this week? Write it down. I surrender my fear of. Let's make the comment section a safe space to let go. And if you want to go deeper into rewiring your mind, I have a special episode coming next week called The Language of Luck: How to Speak Your Dreams into Existence. You don't want to miss that one. So make sure you are subscribed. I am Mira. This is Mira's English podcast. You are safe. You are worthy. And you are ready. Good night.